It's a live shot outside. It's a bustling town. That's downtown Trauma, in the center of town. Things are going crazy there. And here we are in the middle of the Alto Adige, which is the red dot. Forgive me for one moment while I answer Kiersey. So the red dot on the map here shows you the Alto Adige, and the sort of pink area is Trentino. That's where we are.
But we're 70. And now, since 7 years, my brother, my mom, and my dad and me are working all together, the four of us, in the winery. My brother is the winemaker. He has studied enology and wine growing in San Michele all'Adige, and then he has done his double diploma in Geisenheim in Germany. And my mom, my dad, and me, we're mainly taking care of the administration and the sales. The winery works 50 hectares right now. Those 50 hectares of vineyards are spread all over the Bassa Tesina, which is the main wine growing area in Alto Adige, with about 85% of the total planted vineyards.
So I just put a map on, which you can see very small.
Yeah.
But this is basically the Bassa. This is Bolzano, and you can see the Val d'Adige. You can see that it's a fairly narrow valley with the Adige River running through it, and you have a wall of mountains on one side and a wall of mountains on the other.
Right.
Just to give them an idea. And now we're showing a picture of your winery, and you can see the wall of mountains that forms the west side of the valley, very high, right behind your family's winery.
Yes, right. And what is most interesting about the valley, if we can maybe see the map again, is that we have a lot of different microclimates, we have a lot of different soils within this valley, and we have the vineyards are all on the slopes, and in the valley floor we mainly have apple trees, and only in the lower part, in the south, we have these special Pinot Grigio vineyards where our winery is located. And in these, this is one of the oldest wine growing, of the oldest. Alto Adige in general is one of the oldest wine growing areas in Italy, and also in the German-speaking parts. But the area around Cortina, which is a very small village but a historical Pinot Grigio growing village, is one of the oldest and most traditional for Pinot Grigio.
So I put a picture up which shows.
Yeah, this is the vineyard.
This is the vineyard. This is looking from the west to the east, which shows you it's a kind of narrow valley, and you can see how gravelly the soil is here.
Yeah. Basically, in Alto Adige, the soils are made of, formed by, of course, the valley is formed by the glaciers, by the rivers, and by moraines, and so we have a lot of sedimentary and gravel soils with different parts of clay and different other parts of soils, but the basic is that, and mostly in the lower part, in the southern part, where this Pinot Grigio grows, we have this gravel and sedimentary soil, which you can see very good on the picture over here. The Pinot Grigio that we're going to taste tonight.
So sure, I'll put a bottle shot up, and just let me say, Kiersey, I hear you. We have both working right now. Everything looks fine, but if there's a problem, just let me know, and we can go back to IMing for questions and answers. But anyway, so Ines, this is the Pinot Grigio that we're talking about?
So the Pinot Grigio that we're going to taste tonight is single vineyard Pinot Grigio. It's an Alto Adige DOC, and it's 2011 vintage. We have chosen a special vineyard, which is called, we call it the Block 15 within a bigger area that is called the Punkel. And we have always been vinifying the vineyard separately in the winery, and this special one has always given a particular expressive, rich and mineralic Pinot Grigio. And so we have decided with the 2009 vintage to vinify and to bottle this one separately and make a single vineyard out of this one. What is most important for the Alto Adige Pinot Grigio is that it combines the elegance and the structure, the richness, and I think that is, and the nice fruit in the nose, the expressive nose, that is what is most important for this Pinot Grigio in that case.
Can you talk a little bit about the winemaking here? Because this Pinot Grigio is very different than a large percentage of Pinot Grigio that people get in the U.S., which tends to be very high acid, very citrusy, very light. this is a much richer, more complex style?
I think this doesn't only depend on winemaking. Of course, it does depend on that too. But first of all, it depends on the soils that I said, the gravel and sedimentary soils, which gives this minerality. Then we have, then it's also the training system. It's all on Guyot. It's the yield per hectare is reduced, so we can get the more concentrated fruit. We also harvest this fruit a little later, so we can get the optimal ripeness and have a very structured and creamy Pinot Grigio. And then, of course, the Pinot Grigio is fermented only in stainless steel in this case, but we leave it on the lees for about 5 months. So this wine is only bottled before at Vinitaly, which is the biggest wine fair in Italy, and so we try to give the wine a longer aging in the tank on the lees, and then we bottle it. The wines also, like I told you today, these wines, these single vineyard wines, are not wines that you should drink within the next year or year and a half, because these are wines that have to develop a little bit on the bottle. So right now they're on their best way to develop and to open the bottle. But immediately after the bottling, this is a wine that basically what I wanted to say is that we try to give the wines the possibility to age and to show the potential of aging of an Alto Adige Pinot Grigio, Pinot Bianco, or whatever it is, of the white wines, of the red wines.
Which is probably pretty surprising to a lot of people, because you don't think of Pinot Grigio as a wine that you're going to age. I'm just going to put an image. This is an image that we took today. This is looking from the east side of the Alto Adige Valley to the west side and towards the southern end of the valley. So this is the prime Pinot Grigio region as you start climbing up from the valley floor. So how long would you expect this wine to improve in the bottle?
This wine is certainly best in the next 2 to 3 years, but it doesn't lose anything after even in the 4th year. So we have even older vintages at home, and these are really wines that have a good potential and that can age for. I mean, I would consider opening it now or within the next 1.5 to 2 years. That's certainly the best.
How long have you made this wine?
This wine, as a single vineyard, has been produced since 2009. So it's the 3rd vintage, as this is 2011. But the wine as a blend, and a big part of that blend has always been the Block 15, has been produced since my father is so since 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous wine. It's a very round, slightly soft, complex Pinot Grigio. It really shows the potential of the grape in the region, I think.